You know, when we saw you at the New Front, you saw us unveil that first relationship with HuffPo, and now we've got a new one that we've just announced with our friends at Mashable. And these are all part of the continuing evolution of trying to make our brands as relevant as possible to consumers. You know, I don't really like the idea of native advertising. I don't like a lot of the jingoistic way the industry is approaching this. I think it's just really simple. If it matters to a consumer, be relevant to them in the time and in the space that matters to them. And so it's not that hard to know that if somebody's reading a story about something, they care about it, and if you can be in that moment in a way that's relevant to what they're reading, then it's not interrupting, it's not in the way. It feels like, oh, that's related to what I'm experiencing right now. I want to learn more. So, you know, this all grows out of our fundamental premise behind Brand Live, which is that relevance has a deadline, and that marketing today is all real time. There's no other way to be other than real time, because people's attention spans are short. You know this. You know that moods and attitudes can change in a blink or a post or a tweet. And so it takes work. It takes real work to be relevant in real time. But the rewards are clear. Brands are responding, consumers are responding, our publisher partners are responding. So we're thrilled to be doing this with Mashable. It's yet another innovation we can bring our clients. They're terrific partners. They have great content, huge audience of engaged, you know, consumers. Why wouldn't we want our brands to be there?
So how does a brand get involved? Does it happen around an event that happens? Is it scheduled? Is it sort of, how does something emerge in real time? A campaign, if that's the way it works.
Well, I think there's really two simple ways to think about it. And one is being planful. You know, marketers and agencies forever, honestly, have been working around a very simple marketing concept called the calendar, right? We all have a calendar. And let's face it, there are holidays, there's seasonality. You know, every fall kids go back to school. Every December is, you know, the holiday season. And many of our clients' businesses are in tune with the calendar in some way or another. So it's relatively easy to be planful and say that if we're in the business of helping eBay sell flowers around Mother's Day, that for 8 to 10 days in advance of Mother's Day, this is going to be top of mind, okay? So if you plan that, that is going to become, you know, important to the business. Then when you intersect a consumer who is posting, can't figure out what to get mom for Mother's Day, you can be there in that moment with an answer to a real question to a real person. So that to me is the planful side of it. And I don't think it's that hard to make this just an extension of the ordinary marketing calendar. I think where it becomes trickier is just capitalizing on news of the moment. And that's where you have to think like a publisher, not an advertiser, right? You think about the fact that if you have a approach to the marketing world like a newsroom does, and hey, this just in, come on, this goes back to the AP wire, right? Right, this just in, that you have the apparatus in place, the strategy, the creative, the legal, the distribution, all worked out in advance, so that when something happens that you can connect your content to in real time, you're ready to do it. I mean, the fundamental premise is we buy inventory and then we make the inventory more relevant. You know, I think, you know, there is still an exchange. It's still a paid media fundamental relationship, but it brings the paid and earned relationship together when what you serve can be a link to other content, and then all of a sudden an owned asset gets delivered in a paid, you know, forum. So our clients aren't expecting something for nothing. Our partners aren't expecting to give up nothing. So it's perfectly normal for us to see this as an extension of the existing paid relationship.